In this video, we are going over how to create dungeons in the Augur. Let's begin by going to the game browser menu, and here we select Locations. From here we press on New and select the type Dungeon. As you can see, there are different templates you can use. For this video, we're going to use the Dark Temple. This opens the dungeon generation panel, where you can see a preview of the dungeon before accepting. Notice that it will generate zones and that you can delete them if you want to start with an empty dungeon and fill it as you explore. Once we have the dungeon we want, we accept it and then we can place it on our map. Then we can open the dungeons panel and from here open the dungeon map. Once we are here, there are several ways we can go about dungeon delving. We can begin exploring the dungeon and place down zones and enemies as we move about, which I know some of you folks really enjoy doing as it was the most requested feature for the dungeons update. Here's a quick example of how I do it. I move my character around and once I enter a new room, I ask the Oracle if there should be an enemy here. Then I just select one from the possible foes list in the dungeon panel. This is just my take on this and I am sure each of you will come up with your own procedures for this. Now for the map makers and game masters out there, you can also prepare the dungeon in its entirety by dragging and dropping zones and foes that you want. Notice that you can make callouts or anchors so the zone's images don't get in the way of your dungeon delving. Notice that you can add new zones. This can be done randomly or you can select the specific type of zone you want to create. These zones are governed by the dungeon template you selected when creating the dungeon, but you can change the current template by pressing the cog icon at the bottom of the dungeon panel. Each dungeon template comes with a list of possible foes. These I think are thematically appropriate for the map and zones you will find. But you are by no means limited to these foes. If you want, you can remove the suggested foes and add your own, or you can simply open the foe library and drag and drop any enemies you want into the map. You can also customize the descriptions and properties of the dungeon and its zones. You do it by pressing on any text, which will open a prompt where you can write what you want or roll on the tables used to construct these dungeons. You can open individual zones, and from there you can see the full cover image and also add notes to that particular zone, which might be useful to you if you want to add detailed information as you explore. As I mentioned earlier, you can remove foes from the dungeon list and add your own. You can also add foes directly from the foe library that comes with the Augur. Keep in mind that you can change how the map behaves. You can make the grids visible. You can make objects snap to the grid, which might be useful while you're playing. You can also disable the label names below enemies, change the color of the labels, and you can make it so the full avatar shows on the map instead of the default token. If you do this, I recommend you resize the foes and characters so their avatars are more visible. Finally, you can export the maps and use them in another program, print them, or anything else that might occur to you. Just remember to turn off the black background and also any layers you don't want to appear on the final image. Do remember to turn them back on if you continue playing the Augur, as it's very easy to miss the character layer and then wonder why your character is not showing on the map. You can use the resultant images on other BTTs such as Roll20 or Foundry. Oh, one more thing, this new dungeon system works with custom maps as well, so you can add any map image that you have. To do this, go to the Map Settings panel and in the Canvas area remove the current image and then press to add your own. Then remember to resize the canvas to fit the new image and you can begin using the Augur to add zones and enemies to your dungeon. That's all for this video. I will be adding more dungeon templates, maps and foes. If you want to know more about the Augur, you can go to augurBTT.com or to the Augur's YouTube channel where you will find more videos like this one.